Millena, how did you find carnivore?
First, I was keto, and I am a research girl. So I'm researching everything. I stumbled across Dr. Ken Berry. I stumbled across Bella, all these different carnivores, and I was very curious about it because I was diagnosed with diabetes about 10 years ago, and nothing was helping. I was on 5 different medications. They were telling me that I was going to have to start taking insulin in a shot. And at this point, I was just taking pills. So that really scared me. And I was freaking out, gaining weight like crazy. My husband would help me. My husband has a perfect metabolism, of course. So every time we would eat, he would say, "Do you want to go for a walk? I'll help you. Would exercise with me." We tried everything and nothing worked. So finally, the diabetic doctor was telling me, "It's time. There's nothing you could do. You're getting older." Or he said, "You have to change your nutritional ways." He didn't want me to eat processed foods, but he offered up tofu, vegetables. He said the vegan diet would be perfect for me. I was like, okay, I'll try anything. This is after I had done keto and lost and gained 15 pounds, gained 50, lost and gained, lost and gained, lost and gained. So finally I did vegan and I gained 27 pounds in 2 months. And I was like, oh my God. Because at first I thought, ooh, vegan, I can eat macaroni and cheese every day. No, no. It was terrible. And my blood sugar was just going through the roof every day, 300s, 400s. In the meantime, I am in a band and I'm the lead singer. After every 3 or 4 songs, I would feel lightheaded. I didn't know what was going on. I would have to stop. I would have to poke my finger, check my blood sugar, eat something, not eat something, drink water, not. Then I was having anxiety because I didn't know when I could be on stage for 90-minute set and not have to check my blood sugar. So the doctor did offer to give me, it's called a Libre, and it's something that you poke in your arm and it monitors your blood sugar. So that helped a lot. I didn't have to stop what I was doing. I could just see, okay, I'm high, I'm low, whatever. Um, After crying, praying, trying everything possible to get this together, um, the stage doesn't wait for anybody. It doesn't care if you're sick, tired, hungry, you just had a breakup, whatever. It doesn't matter. The show must go on. And I was failing. So, like I said, I tried the vegan thing, nothing. It got worse and worse and worse and worse. So I started feeling like I was an 80-year-old woman. I had aches, pains. I couldn't get out of bed in the morning. And when I did wake up, I wanted to take a nap. I was tired again. And I was like, what the heck is going on? So research, stumbled across Bella, stumbled across videos on carnivore. And I was like, it's really interesting. And it sounds so natural. So in the interim, I was at physical therapy because my hips hurt all the time. And they said, you have osteoporosis. You're going to have a hip replacement in the next 6 months to a year. And I'm thinking, holy shit, I'm not even 50 years old yet. Well, really? My husband's freaking out. We don't know what to do. So I said, I'm going to try this carnivore. My husband's like, oh, but what about cholesterol? I said, you know what? I don't care about any of that right now. Let's not worry about any of those numbers. My numbers already suck. So let's just try the carnivore. 3 days of only meat. 3 days. My hips didn't hurt anymore. I was like, okay, this is weird, but I like it. I like it. So fast forward 3 weeks and I was like, holy crap. I had lost maybe 5 pounds, but that wasn't what I cared about at that point. My hips didn't hurt. My blood sugar was normally, like I said, 200, 300 at any given point in the day, even fasting. Fasting, my blood sugar was about 180, which for me, that was great at the time. So I was documenting, I was writing everything down. Fast forward 2 months into it, I was cutting my metformin in half. I got rid of the blood pressure medicine on my own. I didn't tell my doctor because I felt so good. I knew something I was doing was right, and I didn't care what they told me. Um, so I did that. All of a sudden, I was noticing that at night, I didn't have to put on my glasses to watch TV. And I was like, "What is this? Okay, so my eyes are getting better too? Like a win-win." Um, I had recently gone through menopause because I had cysts on my ovaries, I had endometriosis, I had an emergency hysterectomy at 34. And so at this point in time, I think I was 49, and everything just started coming back. I mean, all the feelings and the energy and the wanting that I had lost, all of that, and it all started coming back. And so now my husband's really happy, but he really believed in it and he stayed with me with this. And 6 months into carnivore, no meds. And it's been that way for 5 years now. No meds.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Ev-
it's been about 5 years.
yes. Yes. I haven't touched
Wow.
bread. Everyone laughs and says, "Oh, you have to taste these French fries." And I say, "I haven't had a potato in 8 years. Like, I don't need a French fry." But yeah,
So, has your doctor been like, "We need to get the New York Times down here immediately. This should be front page news."
my diabetic doctor dumped me and he said that what I'm doing is very dangerous. Even though my numbers were perfect, um, he said he would not no longer be my doctor anymore. So my regular doctor, she had kind of heard of it. Um, she's not happy. My cholesterol numbers, the regular ones are high, but my triglycerides, last time I had it tested was 22 and my HDL is 88. So I look at those two numbers like I don't care. I I I hate to say don't believe in Western medicine, but they are practicing. Just like I'm practicing learning how to live. They are practicing and I don't have to listen to them. And I'm finally
Right.
at that stage. I mean, I don't indulge in like eating 5 pounds of bacon. Not that it's going to hurt anybody, according to all of my research. I just don't feel good with that much fat. I eat a lot of fat. I eat butter on my steaks. I have an air fryer that is my best friend. My husband, like I said, he's very slim and trim, and he doesn't have any weight issues. But I'm telling him once he wants to get to a certain weight and then try it because he's scared that he's going to lose weight on carnivore. I'm like, I think with someone that's already really fit and trim, it's just going to keep you fit and trim. It's not going to make you, excuse me, get skinny or anything. But anyways, that's a whole nother story to tell. With the band, it's just been fantastic. I mean, we went from booking one show a month to every single weekend. We are booked. We're making excellent money. I don't have to stop in between and like explain things to the audience of why I'm feeling like I'm going to fall off the stage, or can someone please bring me a Coke because I'm low, or can someone bring me a chicken fillet because I'm high? Like I don't have to worry about any of that, and I'm going on to bigger and better things in the music industry. So I'm really excited. I have that freedom. I don't have to have a pill case with several different pills to take every day, this one in the afternoon, this one in the morning, this one, I don't have to do any of that. And it's just brought my life. I feel and look better than I did when I was 20. I've always been overweight. I'm not skinny, but I'm not you wouldn't look at me and go, "Oh my gosh, she's obese." I'm just normal now. I'm just normal where I wanna be. Of course, I would love to lose some more weight, but that's not the issue. I'm healthy. I'm not gonna die young. I'm just really excited about carnivore, and I don't preach it, but I'm not afraid or ashamed. And if somebody asks me what I do or why I'm only eating steak and not the broccoli, I just tell them that's just me. That's what I do, and that's how I got to be healthy. And if you want to do it, I will sit with you for 5 hours and tell you everything. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. It's kind of like religion. If you're interested, I'll share. If you're not, okay.
Right. The thing that strikes me most about your story is how freeing this has been for you. Like, not having, as you say, not having to walk around that pill case, not having to interrupt your workday constantly because you think, oh, my blood sugar is gone high or it's too low, or
Right, right. 100%. It's amazing. I can do what I want when I want, and it's amazing. I am so mad at the medical community for not saying, "Hey, you have high blood sugar. Let's cut out the fruit. Let's start with that. Cut out the fruit, and then next we're gonna cut out anything white, unless it's pork meat." But you know what I mean? Uh, how easy is that? And the people that I tell will get really mad at me, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna die," and I'm like, "No, I'm the best I've ever been."
yeah. And speaking of the medical community, like going back to being dumped by a diabetic doctor, I'm trying to think of like how your doctor could have justified that to themselves, like she's breaking my 100% winning streak of keeping everyone on medications. Like this will not stand.
He basically said that I was being, like, insubordinate. Like, I didn't wanna listen to what he had to say, so he didn't wanna be my doctor anymore. I was like, "Okay."
I've paid a lot of money for this education. Don't you
Yes.
question me?
Right. 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 Exactly. Endocrinologist, they call it. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't need one anymore, so I'm fine.
Wow. And so I guess you said you've increased your bookings. You've got a
Oh,
show every week. Like, is part of
200%.
that because you feel your performance has improved generally just because you're not interrupted and that kind of thing? You're not thinking about the
Not
problems?
interrupted. I don't have to cancel dates, and in the music business, if you cancel on a venue, you're done. They won't have you back. Um, I don't have to do that anymore. My energy, my stamina, stage performance, I feel better, so I perform better. Um, confidence level, just everything is amazing, and I owe it all to carnivore. And people just don't realize how easy it is. It's so simple. No drugs, just amazing.
Yeah. And so day to day, what does your typical eating look like?
Okay, so I was with the LA County Sheriff's Department for 27 years, and I just retired in January. So my day to day is a little better now. But I get up, I go for a walk. I don't do hardcore exercise. I do have a vibration plate. I do that a lot. It helps with bones and all that. I usually don't eat until about 1, and then I'll have a steak, maybe a steak and a half. Um, every once in a while, I'll have a burger wrapped in one piece of lettuce just for a little bit of crunch. But I wouldn't go too far with that because I am full on carnivore. Sometimes I'll make cheese tacos with cheese, put the meat in, and um, I rarely eat chicken. Not a chicken person. I feel like ever since I started carnivore, I crave red meat. I want red meat, not even pork, not even bacon. It's more red meat, steak, hamburger. Also, I've learned that I don't like everything well done. I used to like everything well done, and now I find I like rare, medium rare. I don't know. Oh, another thing that I've noticed is I don't have any plaque on my teeth. For the first 2 years, I would feel my tooth with my tongue and something would fall off. And I'm like, what is that? Went to the dentist and they said, what are you doing? Are you chiseling your? And I said, no, and then I said, oh, I went carnivore. And one of the dentists was like, that's what it is. Carnivore blocks something in the enzymes of just eating meat, blocks the buildup of plaque. And he's like, you have no plaque on your teeth. And I was like, wow, I guess that's a good thing. So that's another good thing that has happened is the no plaque thing.
Yeah, the kinda the not having that gunky feeling on your teeth after eating and stuff like that is it's such a massive change, right?
It is, especially for a singer, because I don't want to have like icky teeth or
Yeah. So you used to work for the sheriff's department and you're doing this, the singing
yeah,
component of your work. That seems like a pretty demanding schedule.
very demanding. So I was basically an administrative assistant. I would say equal to maybe a sergeant, but I am a civilian. I did not carry a gun or anything like that. But yeah, so I would work 4 10s, which means 6 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, Monday through Thursday. I would have a gig Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, sometimes Sunday night, and then go back to work at 6 in the morning, Monday morning, and do it all over again. So yeah, that was really hard. But I'm feeling like now that I'm retired, it's so easy now. I love it. I love my schedule. I love what I do. I can go play at a coffee shop on a Tuesday afternoon and have fun with it instead of be stressing out.
Right. So, how long ago did you retire?
January of this year, 2026.
Okay. So you were still doing, the work with the sheriff's department when you were carnivore?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's when I started carnivore in 2021.
Right. And so after you did get started, did you find that it even though it's still exhausting to do that much work, but it became a little bit easier because you had more energy, that kind of
Way,
thing?
way easier. Another big thing that everyone makes fun of me. I was the napper. Everyone knew me as, oh, Melena's taking a nap. I never nap now. Never. I don't. I'll lay there if my husband wants to take a nap or whatever, and I'm just like, look on my phone. Like I can't nap. I'm not tired. So that's a good thing. And I just feel younger. I feel younger. I'm 53 and I just have the energy of a 25, 30-year old. I'm excited. I love it. I love my life now. I don't want to get emotional, but I was to the point where I didn't want to do anything anymore. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to see people because I was fat. Um, I didn't feel like putting on makeup. I didn't feel like doing my hair. My husband was wonderful through this whole thing. Always never criticized, never judged. Always had my back. But now it's like we can both go on hikes and go to the beach and eat our spare ribs that I made the night before and just have a great, wonderful relationship and a great day and no regrets. And I wish I would have known about this in my 20s because I was reading about endometriosis because I can't have kids, never had them. And that carnivore could have helped me with that. So I wish I would have known about it back then. I don't even know if it was around back in the 90s. Maybe it was just starting. But so yeah, that's I try to tell girls that say, "Oh, I have bad periods or I have bad cramps." I'm like, "Do carnivore. It's gonna help you." And one of them is kind of ketovore, but her periods are on track now. And, so I was like, it's going to help you. And I send her Bella's videos and other links. And so it's just, if I had one thing to say, just try it. Just try it.
Mm. Yeah. When you think about girls especially, like, I think girls are much more likely to kind of go down the vegetarian or vegan route because, you're we're constantly told in the news that it's healthier for us and that kind of thing, right? And of course, I think girls, especially when they're in their teens, are probably thinking like, I've got to watch my weight, I've got to do all this kind of thing, so they're more likely to go down that road. And then the ramifications of that, as they're starting to get their cycle, is, things are not great that way either. And there are girls developing endometriosis and things like that, as you did. It'd be so nice to be able to go into schools and say, saturated fat is not the enemy.
Right. Right. But it's been dug into our minds. Like my mom hates this diet. My dad hates this diet. They hate that I'm on it. They're still apple a day keeps the doctor away. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. And my dad's diabetic and I try. He's going to be 80. I can't change him, but he sees the change in me. And hopefully that's enough to make him want to change. I don't know. My mom's the same. She's like, well, I love bread. Well, I love bread too, but there's other ways we can make it. I've never done the little cheater. What is it called? Like the little Bella does like a cloud bread or a pancake.
Like the substitute
Yeah,
kind of things,
I
the
don't
carnivore
do that.
substitutes.
I feel like that would take me down a rabbit hole. I know myself well enough to know that I have kind of an addictive personality, and I would go to the next thing and maybe I would try cinnamon, and then maybe it would lead to a teaspoon of stevia, and I don't want to do that. So,
I Yeah, you sound very similar to me. Every time I've done keto in the past, the thing that derails me is the substitutes or
yeah,
the cakes made with almond flour and stuff. And it's like, well,
yeah,
it's keto, so I can just eat everything. And
yes,
then you get the taste for the thing, and then it's not long before you're into the Haagen-Dazs and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, keto ice cream. Mm-mm. I don't even eat sugar-free popsicles. I try not to put any taste of sweet in my mouth. The other day, we were playing in Lake Havasu, Arizona, and it was 120 degrees. So hot, sweating so bad that I drank a sugar-free Gatorade just to get the electrolytes really quick into my system, and that screwed me up for 4 days. Now, all I want is Gatorade, and I want that taste of sugar. Even though it was 0 sugar, it had some kind of sweetener in it, and, so I just have to be very, very careful with that kind of stuff. And if I do have an alcohol drink, I usually have, Tito's, which is vodka. I don't take the fruit or the lime. I just have it with water. And it's like, why even have it? Because it sucks, doesn't taste good, but just to have a drink with somebody. Or sometimes I'll just do soda water and everyone thinks I'm having a drink. And I'm fun anyway, so I don't just kidding. But I don't have to drink to have fun. But like if everyone's having a drink, I'll get a soda water and it looks like I'm having a drink. So
So I think one of the things that happens when you go carnivore, it could be like once you've been on carnivore 6 months or a year or something like that, those social situations as well, you kind of you get past the feeling like you need to eat the thing to enjoy the social occasion with your friends, or you need to drink the thing to, you are kind of in a better position to actually enjoy the social aspect of being with people rather than the feeling of, "I need to be doing the same kind of pushing stuff into my mouth movements as
100,
everyone else."
yes, yes. And if I could just touch back on the girl situation, the teenage girls and how they're all like, excuse me, wanting to be vegans. And I think it's a very feminine thing that is inbred in us that girls don't eat big steaks and butter. Girls eat vegetables or, and I've noticed, okay, so I have a country band. So I'm in a lot of honky tonk bars, a lot of steakhouse type places. And I will order a ribeye or maybe two ribeyes and I'll say three sides of butter. Is it real butter? And the guy next to me will be like, whoa, this girl can eat. And I'm like, yeah, I can. And I'm proud of it. Like, but I could see where it doesn't look feminine. It still doesn't look feminine or ladylike for me to order two steaks with as much butter as they can bring me. And salt, tons of salt. And I bring my salt with me. Everyone makes fun of that too. I have salt shaker in my music bag. I have a salt shaker because I like my own Redmond's or Himalayan pink salt. So I always bring that. But when you were talking about the teenage girls, it's like I I would love to like go to schools and be able to talk to these girls and tell them my story and like how good they can actually feel and be. And don't be afraid to be healthy. Healthy does not mean broccoli. Like fat is good. And who cares about these bozo boys who make fun of you? Like some of these guys at these honky tonks are like, hey, I want to take her out. She eats like a man. She eats steak, and I'm like, bye.
So, the interesting thing is, and it would be good if you were able to go into schools and actually talk to the girls like this, because I think, and not presuming to understand how women and girls feel, but I imagine that whilst it might not look feminine, it probably the end result is it makes you feel more feminine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Bella talks about, pardon me, but butter boobs and everything changes with fat. Everything changes for the better. And I'm not going to go into details, but I would love to tell the girls about that. Hey, you don't need a boob lift. Eat a bunch of butter and some eggs, you know, and no fruit and none of the other stuff. But it's just so simple that it seems hard, or people are making it out to be a hard thing when it's not. It's so simple.
I think there's also like a generally human component to this, in which, as humans, we grow up and we get used to, if we want to achieve something, getting there is always going to be hard. Like if we want to open a business, like you got to work long hours, work weekends, all this kind of thing. It's going to be hard. If you want to get that promotion, you've got to put the hours in and prove yourself, right? So we've naturally got this kind of instinct that if we want to get healthier, if we want to lose weight, it has to be hard. So if I'm eating nothing but broccoli and low fat mayonnaise, then that's hard because I feel like I'm starving. So I must be doing the right thing. And so it's kind of like life has taught us to be counterintuitive to the way we should be eating.
Yeah, totally. And I always reference back to my parents and how they're like, oh, I'm eating wheat toast, and I'm like, Mom, it's bad for you. Or she eats oatmeal every single morning, and it drives me nuts. And I said, Mom, you're gonna get dementia. Just know that because oats are bad for your brain. It's made me so good in the medical sense because I am a virtual encyclopedia when it comes to what is good for you, what is healthy, what is not. I've researched everything, and carnivore is the best way to go. It just is. To me, it's just the most natural thing.
So, Melina, if you had your friends' undivided attention and they wanted to lose some weight and get healthier, and they said, "What what do I need to do?" Would you tell them to start carnivore just ripping the Band-Aid off and jumping straight in, or maybe gradually transition in?
I'm a rip the Band-Aid off type of person. Um, that's hard though because I didn't get keto flu or anything like that, but I would tell them rip the Band-Aid off for 3 or 4 days. That's what I did, and I felt the effects after 3 days. I felt like something was happening. Um, and then just try day to day from then on, day to day. But, I feel like when you say, "Okay, just take away the fruit, then just take away the pasta," I feel like that is just making it longer. Just rip the Band-Aid off. And if anybody ever asks me how to lose weight, I say, "Just eat steak and hamburger only for 2 weeks, and you'll see a huge change." And they always do. And I've converted a ton of people. But yeah, it's the best. I'm so glad you called me for this interview because it really helps me too to remember and reiterate why I'm here and what I'm doing.
Right. So, Melina, is there any way people can reach out to you? Do you have a website or any presence online?
Yeah, yeah. I am on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook is Melina Hicks, and that's HICKS. And Instagram is rebel underscore heart underscore band. And they can reach out.
Yeah, no worries. I'll link to those in the show notes. Melina, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate you getting a hold of me because everybody needs to know about this.